All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of Between the Pipes. I am a host and also a guest today. We are talking about nationals. We got junior nationals and we got senior nationals. I'm here on behalf of the junior nationals, always wearing many hats, of course. And Chad, who do we have coming for the senior nationals?
We got Ryan Bender. He's part of the Bruno Axemen and also part of the host committee, and being able to put together a great event for the senior nationals in Saskatoon this year. So
yeah, I'm excited to hear from him. I'll be both at playing at the senior nationals and then coaching at the juniors. So I'm sure we'll have lots of questions for him. So let's bring him in here. And hello, Ryan.
Hi there.
good day.
How's it going today, guys?
Going good. Going good. This time change now is messing with me a little bit. It's 2 hours now instead of an hour. So we're good to go though. Or it's daylight out more these days, so it's good.
Yeah, this is my first. I think this is my first podcast I'm recording where I'm using natural light instead of my TikTok ring light I usually have to use.
So anyhow, this podcast is all about our national event, right? Senior and juveniles. So like I said, Cam is doing double duty today. He's doing host and also going to be a participant for the juveniles, and we got Mr. Ryan Bender with us for the seniors. So Ryan, we're going to start with you, and then we'll move to Cam because we know a little bit about Cam. He's talked enough. We don't need to listen to him anymore. So
very true.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Ryan, and how you got into Broomball. Same way we started.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Bruno. I guess I started in Broomball because my dad Ray was running the Broomball program in Bruno, as well as the Axemen team then already. And my older brother Jason was playing it already, and he was seeing some great success. So I thought I'd give it a try and try to keep up. And here I am 25 or so years later, still playing.
Very cool.
Still playing, still running around, still making a big impact, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
There you go. All right. Well, Cam, you don't need an introduction. Everyone kind of knows your backstory. So if you're okay with it, we'll just skip that question.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So senior nationals is upcoming first before juveniles. So just take us through a glimpse of the schedule and what the teams can expect, what the athletes can expect in a couple weeks. I guess it is already now.
Right. Most of the athletes will be arriving 2 weeks from today already. The facilities we have are both relatively new and are awesome, really top end facilities. The rink, Mayorless Belcher Place, is home to our U of S Huskies hockey teams, the men's and the ladies. And it's a beautiful facility that will be just excellent for Broomball Nationals. And an added bonus is the rink is a 2-minute walk from the hotel. So if you want to rent vehicles, go ahead. But with the restaurants nearby and the rink basically in the same parking lot, not really needed. So makes for good.
Are all the teams staying at the same hotel then? Is that?
I believe all the teams are staying at the College Quarter Hotel, which is the Staybridge Suites and Holiday Inn Express, and also just a brand new building that was completed about 4 or 5 years ago. The rink itself, 2 or 3 years, I believe, only now.
Wow, that's should be nice. Yeah, I haven't been told where I'm staying yet. I know I've got my flight booked, but so that's cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
I know, like that, the facility itself, like even on the campus grounds, it all being right close to one another, it's fantastic. I got a chance to check out the hotel and where all the meetings are going to be held. You know, typically we were holding meetings at the rink and everything. We're actually not doing that this year. We're actually doing it in the hotel. There are big conference rooms and stuff on one of the upper floors in the hotel where we're going to do team registration, the team meetings, the coaches meeting, the officials meeting. It's all happening at the hotel versus the rink. So it's a little different this year compared to most, but it's going to be exciting. They're really nice rooms too. So I think people are going to be thoroughly impressed.
Well, I'm excited. I get my 2 weeks off a year, and I got one week for juniors, 1 week for seniors. So it's better feel like a nice vacation, I guess. So.
So Cam, can you tell us what we can expect with the juvenile nationals?
Yeah. So for the juniors, all the sign-in, that'll be on the Tuesday, and that'll all be at the arena. There's a meeting room by the bar that we will be using. We will not be using the bar. It's amazing how many times I get asked that question. If the bar will be open for the junior nationals, it will not be. But our meeting place will be right there. That's where teams will be able to sign in and pictures and everything like that. And also where we'll be having the coaches meeting and refs meeting, also on the Tuesday night. So most of that is held at the Benson Center, which is a great arena. It's got 3 pads. We'll be using 2 of them. It's where we've hosted many tournaments. We've had senior nationals and junior nationals at this facility before, and it's always been great for us. Lots of stands and lots of big meeting rooms and everything you could need, and it's all right there. Unfortunately, our hotels aren't all the kids aren't in one hotel. They're a bunch of small hotels in Cornwall, so they're kind of spread out, but they're all within a 5-minute drive of the arena. So there's no 20-minute drives or anything like that, but it's not the 2-minute walk that we'll have for seniors. So.
You know what? Benson Center's still a great facility. Don't sell it short. It's like you said, you guys had nationals there a few times already. I've been there twice myself, and I'm going back, so I'll be there again. So it'll be good. It'll be really good. I can't wait again. I'm sure it'll be a great show. So okay. And I'm sure you guys are looking forward to hosting. So
Very much.
Next question. So Cam, we'll go with you again. Tell us a little bit about the different venues that the athletes will be utilizing during the week.
So we just talked a little bit about the Benson Center, which is the main venue where you'll be at for sign-in and pictures and playing. But then we will be at the Civic Complex for the banquet. We just got confirmation, I think, yesterday that we'd be able to have the banquet, because originally they were going to be having a city council meeting at the only place in the city that would be able to hold 500 people. It's a beautiful spot. It's where the I think this was it seniors that were in Cornwall in 2019. Is that what it was? Yeah. So that's the same banquet hall we had for that. It's a lovely spot, and it's really the only spot we could think of. So we are super lucky they were able to move their city council meeting to accommodate us there, and that we'll have some sense of normalcy and be able to have the banquet. We really weren't sure if we were going to be able to have it, depending on how the restrictions were going to be, and now just booking it last minute because restrictions have been eased. So super excited to have everybody there.
So I'm glad that things are kind of lightening up there and restrictions are starting to get down. Have you, I guess, speaking of restrictions, have you guys been seeing any outbreaks or anything like that in some of the tournaments you guys have been hosting?
Actually, for our seniors, senior provincials, which was 2 weeks ago, or sorry, I guess a week and a half. Yeah, a few people definitely got COVID. I heard my coach had COVID. Several players, one of the kids I coach who was just there timekeeping got COVID. But not huge outbreaks. Just it seemed to be just not everybody. Like, even though I was around my coach and I was around this kid that I was coaching, I didn't contract it. So, and it's not like we were wearing masks all the time like we should have been. But luckily, it wasn't everybody in the area that got it. There was just, but there were some small cases I'd heard of.
See, okay. Well, it is what it is. You know what's going to happen. It is out there. So let's hope it stays at a minimum and no one gets too sick, right? So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
even any of the cases I'd heard of people contracting, half the people didn't even know they had it. They just took a test and were like, "Oh, I've got COVID."
Yeah, that's usually what's happening around here as well. So, okay, Ryan, same question to you. What other kind of venues?
We spoke briefly about that. Like I said, the Marilys Belcher Place is the rink we're using. There's 2 sheets of ice there. There's the main arena, which has taken a bit of a guess, but I'd say about seating for about 3,500 people or so. Rink 2 has limited seating, but still enough if I'm sure for 200 or 300 people in aluminum seats more. The bar will be operational all tournaments. The arena is where we will be having opening ceremonies Wednesday night. Right after that, I have recently seen that the Axemen will be taking on the Ottawa Nationals, kind of maybe the feature game of the night. And like I said earlier, the host hotel is right across basically from the rink. That's where the coaches and athletes meetings will be taking place. I believe it's on the 9th floor, called the High Up Above room. And like you said, it is a beautiful spot. The whole hotel is pretty nice. The banquet is I'd say about a 10-minute drive from both the rink and the hotel. It is called the Manhattan Ballroom. We last, when we hosted Nationals in 2008, I believe it was, we also had the banquet out there. I'm sure it's not more than a $20 cab or Uber ride either way. The meal provided will be delicious. It's being catered by the Bella Vista Inn from Humboldt, which is near Bruno, so only about a 1 hour drive from Humboldt to Saskatoon. So I'm sure everything will go off very well.
Perfect. No, it sounds awesome.
I'm excited.
Yeah, for those who are coming, it's going to be an experience. I'll tell you that much. So Ryan, what were some of the challenges you faced during the past couple of years?
Yeah, well,
trying to plan a national event. We've had it on the go. We've canceled, and we said we're going to go again. So.
Right. I guess the biggest this time around was just if it was going to happen. Officially, I don't think the word came until, was it late January or so, middle of January? Middle. And, we had lots of committee meetings before that. And then in December, we kind of paused because that's when the CBF was like, well, maybe just wait, it might not be. And then we got going again in January. Another one of the bigger hurdles, I suppose, it's been finding enough volunteers. Some maybe that would volunteer aren't maybe quite comfortable coming out to a location like that. Also, just, I guess it happens during the week mostly, and trying to find volunteers instead of them working. But like I said, the biggest hurdle was just knowing if it was going to happen.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I almost didn't even feel like trying to put the effort in to make it happen, just for it to be canceled again. Because like after all the work we put in 2020 to make it happen, and for it to get canceled so close to the end, it really put a damper on the whole thing. And we were hoping it would happen last year, and of course it didn't. And then even this year with some lockdowns in the winter, we were like, well, is it even going to happen this year? And then I'm almost was always thinking in the back of my mind, was like, well, it's probably going to get canceled anyway. And then, but now it's like full steam ahead. So everyone's kind of putting their arse into gear and making sure it does happen and everything is where it needs to be. But didn't want to get my hopes up too high. It was kind of the biggest hurdle I had. Just was scared it wasn't going to happen. But now that we're 100% sure it's happening, it's going to be smooth sailing from here, I think. But there was a lot of difficult things along the way, just figuring out who was going to be able to play, especially at the juvenile age. Like for the last 2 years, we weren't sure if athletes who had aged out would be able to play and stuff like that. So there was a lot of questions on our end. But luckily that was all sorted out with the CBF. They were able to give us answers we needed. And now we know, this year, beginning of the year, we were able to know who was going to be able to play. And everyone that is able to play is super excited. So we're glad it's kind of normal for everything that's going to be happening. And we don't have to have any super big restrictions to hold us back from hosting normally. So we're looking good now. It was scary, but we're good.
That's really good. Really good. Nope. Awesome. So next question, live streaming. Are you guys got live streaming in place for these events that are upcoming for the Nationals, Ryan?
Yes, we do have, we have live streaming available. There's two options actually. So the first option is we have hired a company and they will be on site live streaming all the games, but only on Rink 1. So that is free of charge. That's something that we have paid for. But the rink itself has something called Live Barn. So if you want to stream the games on Rink 2, you need to get a monthly subscription for that. I was told it's $20 a month. And if you want to even just watch one game, unfortunately, you got to get the month. But on our website, that link will still be available. And I think the lady, Tanya, working at the rink, told me she could get me a 10 or 20% off code for that. So maybe it would be as low as $18 or $19, I guess. So, but Rink 1, every game will be streamed. And looking at the schedule, it appears that I'd say maybe 70% of the games are on Rink 1. So.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. You know, I mean, can't have best of both worlds sometimes, but I mean, obviously it'd be nice to get both, and there is the option for both. You can just pay for Rink 2, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cam, what about on your end for the juveniles? Did you guys get your thing figured out?
No, we are still looking. We have our essentially one option left, and we're waiting on an answer back from him. We had it set up for 2020, and unfortunately, the guy who was supposed to do it, his business, he up and sold it and moved out west. So there was another television company in Cornwall, Cogeco, and they said they could do a couple games just to put it on their local TV channel. But they weren't willing to do the whole week. So unfortunately, we're waiting on an answer on that one from pretty much our last guy and don't have an answer yet. So I'm thinking it's about 50-50, yes or no. But well, I'll post it on Facebook if when we have an answer for sure.
We have to get someone just holding their phone up.
That may come down to that.
All right, good enough. Okay, so any other things athletes should see or do in the city if they have free time in their hands, Cam, like in Cornwall?
Yeah, well, Cornwall's not the biggest of cities. It's only about 50,000 people. It's got some very nice spots for dinner between Shoeless Joe's and Boston Pizza and stuff like that. Some nice sports bars and stuff. And you got good. There's a nice Chinese buffet I really like, Wing Hing. It's kind of an older place, but it's got great food. I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I'll probably stop in. And there's also a movie theater and bowling alley and stuff like that. Just kind of the small town vibes like that. Also, though, I know there's a lot of parents that will be in town, and if say their kids are done at 5 o'clock one evening or something like that. We're only an hour from Ottawa if they want to go catch a Sens game or something like that too.
Yeah, I know that I've actually caught a Sens game at a national tournament already in Cornwall, so it isn't that far of a drive. It actually takes longer to get into the rink than it actually does sitting in line to
Very
get into the rink than it does to drive there. So,
Very true.
Ryan, how about yourself? The great city of Saskatoon.
Yeah, you're correct, Chad. Saskatoon really is a great city. It's beautiful, and the weather we've been having lately, it appears that all the snow could be gone maybe this week. We know we got enough of it this year. Some things I personally like to partake in here is the Meewasin Valley Trail along the South Saskatchewan River that runs through our city. It's beautiful. It'd be a great place for a team walk or just some quiet time by yourself if you like that before or between games. We do have a world-class museum here called Reme Modern. And also here in Saskatoon, we have lots of restaurants and pubs. I believe it's the most per capita in all of Canada for restaurants. One of our main sponsors of the event is called Pink Cadillac's Diner. Great place for anything from homemade burgers and sandwiches. Great pasta there. Give that a check out, and lots of other great places for dining as well.
Nice.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of options, and it's not very far.
No.
Just a skip and a jump. So
yeah,
Saskatoon isn't all that big.
No, there's many dining options and pubs. A 5-minute drive from the hotel and rink.
Awesome. Okay, well, is there anything else that the athletes or the team should know? Like the photographer on site or apparel being sold or any kind of merch?
Yeah, we will have a photographer on site. In the coaches package, I believe you will receive the time and location for your team photos. It will be at the rink. I'm not sure if it'll just be in an open area or in a specific room. And there will be merchandise there for sale. And I believe she can screen on different options, name, number, type things like that. And I'm not sure if the photographer is going to be taking live action shots. We have another meeting tomorrow, and I'm sure that will be discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for juniors, the photographer that will be doing the team photos on the Tuesday, he will also be doing live action photos if your team requests them. Just have to make sure you let him know what your team is on the Tuesday, and he'll be sure to take pictures, and you'll be able to purchase them. The whole package of however many pictures he takes. I think he said minimum 200 or something like that for whatever he'll be charging. We'll also have lots of apparel on site, from hats to sweaters, t-shirts, stuff like that. That'll be all available there as well at the arena. And that's pretty much it. Just show up and have a good time. That's all you really got to do, and spend some money if you want. We'd always appreciate it as the host committee. So
Right on. Now, I guess the next question I got is with the merch. Is that going to be all week, or is it just certain days at the beginning, or are they going to be set up all week?
For juniors, we'll be set up all week until it's all sold. So it was stuff we had ordered in 2020 that's been sitting in one of the committee members' closets for 2 years. So he'll be excited to get rid of all of it. So I'm sure he'll be out there selling every last piece every single day until it's all gone.
Okay.
For us, I know she'll be there the first 3 days of competition at least. I'm not sure if she will be there on championship day of Saturday or not.
Okay. Nope, good enough. I mean, the way it works always is first come, first serve. If you want something, get there early.
Basically, that's right.
get your size, because 9 times out of 10, it's gone.
Going.
Yeah, right on. Okay, so Briscoe,
Yes.
predictions, buddy.
Ooh. Well, in the ladies, think I am gonna go back with the Rebels out of Ontario. I know they've won 2 of the last 3, and I believe in those 3 years they've only lost 3 games. And if I was to guess, probably only by 3 goals. I'm sure 1 or 2 in overtime, maybe all 3. In the mix, I'm gonna go with the Broom Shack. They've won the last 3 in a row, and looking at their roster, they look pretty deep once again.
Got a pretty solid team.
Pretty solid. And then in the men's, I mean, you always want to pick yourself. That'd be the Axeman for me, but I don't really want to put a target on my back or our back. But looking at the rosters, you know, the aces out of Quebec look real deep, and have added one of the best goalies in the game this year to their lineup. So they'll be tough to beat, as will probably, you know, 7 of the 8 teams there, I think, could beat any team at any given time. So it's going to be a good tournament.
Any surprises for you? Any big upsets you think? Maybe it may not be the final, but
yeah,
a big upset in the game, maybe.
Well, talking with my buddy Bert there from Quebec, he always likes to try and give me some pointers on how to play against Ontario teams, even some fellow Quebec teams of his. And you know, if we can come together and play as a team, you know, we play 3 Ontario teams in pool play, and I'm pretty confident to say that, you know, we can at least win 2 of them. Looking at another Western team like Manitoba, young, fast, and if their goalie Connor is on his game, he's tough to beat, and they work hard, and to score 1 goal against them sometimes it's tough.
Right on. Excellent. Yeah.
For juniors, there's a lot of questions out there. It's usually, as a coach, you get to see from the year before. You don't lose too many players, but since we haven't seen any teams since 2019 Nationals, it's really just a coin flip. I really don't know too much. Luckily, my boys team, Warriors, we were able to play against one of the Quebec teams earlier this year at a tournament, and it went to overtime. It was a very close game, and same with some of the Ontario teams. Warriors went to overtime twice against the Malmö Moose, and have several times throughout our men's league here. We've gone to overtime with Sting as well. So it's going to be super close no matter who ends up in the finals. I'm almost certain it'll be us, knock on wood, but who will be taken up there will be another question. As for the girls, the same thing. Because we haven't seen anybody, and a lot of the players we knew have aged out, it's really hard to tell. Of course, gonna cheer for my team Thunder. We've got a great bunch of girls there, and some really good pickups coming with us. So we've got a good shot, I think. But I know Team S is always a super strong team out of Quebec, and same with the Saskatchewan girls. They've got 2 teams coming out this year with what looks like both really full rosters. So I'm excited to see what they'll be able to do. But with juvenile, it's really hard to guess with having not seen anybody in 2 years, because all the ones that I was nervous to play against are pretty much gone, I think. So we'll see.
Sounds good. like you said, it's a tournament, right? And whoever shows up to play is usually how it goes. And hopefully everyone has great games. And I believe Cam, you're coming out as well. So to seniors, right? So
Yeah, I'll be
there you
playing
go.
home.
With the comb, right? So I guess let's go back to that one. Let's get your predictions for senior, since you're playing in it as well.
Well, I of course do well. We did just win our senior provincials, which was great. Unfortunately, two of our players, Thomas St. Pierre and Matt Burns, they both helped me coach Warriors, so they didn't take the 2 weeks off for 1 week for seniors, 1 week for juniors. They decided just to take the week off for juniors. So we will miss them, but we've got a couple of good pickups to replace them, and hopefully we'll be able to do as well as we did at provincials and take that to the nationals and beat all those Saskatchewan and Manitoba boys and stuff like that. See how tough they make it for us, but we'll do our best.
Okay, so that's about it for the questions, but we always end it with the token question, right? So Briscoe, you got to give us, what is your personal best broomball memory? We always end the podcast with this question, and everyone doesn't always just have one. There could be a couple.
Well, personal best, way back in 2004, national final, we were losing 1-0. I think since about 7 or 8 minutes into the game, and I happened to get the ball at the red line and go down on a 2-on-1 with a teammate, and we scored with 13 seconds left to send it to overtime. And then basically we dominated overtime, got out to a 3-1 lead, and somehow they kind of got a lucky one. But to cut to the chase, that was our first national championship victory. And I think back on that around broomball season often.
Very cool.
I believe I remember that.
So does my buddy Yan.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Cam, I know we've asked this question before, but you can share another if you want, if you'd like.
I don't know. I just I was just thinking that. I was like, I don't remember what I said last time. We actually answered this question. It probably would have been like one of the first 2 podcasts we did. Yeah. I don't remember what I said, but I always when I'm talking about broomball or talking about some of my personal best things I've done in broomball, one of them is that I've actually won an all-star award as both a goalie and a defenseman. So in 2012 at juvenile nationals, I won first line all-star as a goalie, which felt great. But then I think it was in Goderich for seniors, I won first line all-star as an intermediate defenseman, which was a really cool feeling, because the reason I switched to defense because no teams really needed a goalie. So to be able to switch to a different position and still be recognized as a good player was a really cool feeling for me. So it's one of my good memories. What about you, Chad? What throw some memories at us, Mr. Host?
There's lots. Like, I mean, I think one of the highlights too, I think the last time I said it was winning in 2001 was a good one for me. That was a great one. I'm going to share a coaching one, right? So when we won junior nationals in 2009, that was another great moment for me. To be able to rally back and beat the Sting was even better. So that was before, the year of the gamblers and things like that. But we had a really shitty round robin. Like, I mean, we didn't do that good, and we somehow still made it to the A side. And after that, it's just like we got our terrible games out of the way, and we got our heads out of our asses, and we started playing some broomball, and it was fantastic. Like, we got it to the semis and everything else, and to the finals, and I got to witness some of those kids dig down deep, and some of the talking with them and bringing it out out of them. It was really special. It really was. And we thought we had it won, and then all of a sudden the whistle went, and there's 0.7 seconds left on the clock that we had to run out. And of course, you know, we're playing a team that was upset that they were going to lose. So with that last straw, then it was just guys were trying to run and fight guys at the end at 0.7. It was crazy, but we ended up pulling it out, and it was a great moment. I really enjoyed that one. That was one that sticks out in my mind as well. So
Yeah, it's really a different feeling winning from as a player and then winning as a coach. I feel much more proud when you win as a coach than as a player. But they're both great feelings. They're just different, I guess.
all right, well, thanks again, both of you guys, for taking the time.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Ryan. We'll maybe get you on again and talk about some more stuff. So
Sure.
awesome.
All right, see everybody next month.
See ya.
Thanks for making time to move it today too.
Absolutely.
I gotta get my ass to practice tonight.
See ya.
So I'll see you guys.